less than a month away from the election, and we have the Speaker of the House and the President of the United States being children,
Yes.
literal children to each other. And then we have Trump come out on a national stage where he's representing himself as the elected president of the United States, and he can't shut his mouth and allow the vice president to talk, and he keeps talking, which we know Trump does. He can't shut his mouth worth heck. And then we have the Democratic, and here's where I have a problem. Okay, regardless of your opinions on Trump, regardless of your opinions on him, he is the president of the United States. He deserves some respect. You don't call him a clown, and you don't tell him to shut up. I have a problem with that. And former Vice President Joe Biden should know that. There is a level of respect that he is owed by being the president of the United States. So, Joe, I understand that he's running his mouth and he's talking when he shouldn't, but you don't call the president a clown in front of the country. You also don't tell him to shut up in front of the country. That's a huge problem. You don't do that. You respect the man's office, regardless of your opinion on him, and that was a huge problem for me on stage. And please understand that I'm not defending Trump. He was an absolute child on that stage when it came to how he acted. But at the end of the day, he's still the president of the United States, and he deserves that respect. So you don't call him names. You don't do stuff like that. Even the press, who disagrees with him and yells at him on a daily basis, still calls him Mr. President. By the way, just to let you know, even the press, the opposite end of the press that you see him arguing with every day, still calls him Mr. President and still lets him talk when he speaks. And that's the respect that he deserves, whether you agree with his policies or not. So, sorry, that was a huge no-no for me when he did that.
It's part of the teeter, because it's not as if Biden was still in the Senate. It's not as if he was going to go against everything that Trump says. It's all part of the teeter to get people thinking, oh, Joe Biden, because they immediately went out. I can't remember who. It may have been TYT, which it pissed me off. They immediately went out and printed shirts that say, oh, will you shut up, man? It's disgusting. Same thing with the fly on the VP debate. They immediately, Democrats went out and they started to print T-shirts with the fly and Kamala Harris with a fly swat. What the fuck? And why do people idolize them? It sickens me.
Why? You know why? Because it simplifies politics. People don't want to do any research. People don't want to look into the issues. People just want surface stuff. And so just simple little taglines and a fly landing on somebody's head is enough for people to go, okay, that's enough for me to back a candidate. It doesn't matter that they actually stand behind any policies that I actually support. It doesn't matter that they actually have a plan. What matters is that he said shut up. And that's the voting public at the end of the day. It's like an attention span of a guppy, and whatever they can chew up in about 6 seconds, that's what they're going to chew up. And so they heard, oh, shut up. Oh, he said shut up, man, called him a clown. Oh, he's the future of our country.
He won the debate.
Oh my gosh. And then don't even care to look into the last 40 years of Biden serving in his public office, his voting record, what he's done. They see Nancy Pelosi rip up the speech behind President Trump, and they go, "Oh, Pelosi's the queen of the Democrats." She's going to say, and then you look back and you see how she hasn't blocked a single thing that Trump has tried to put through the entire time she's in office, and now she's acting like a child trying to get him removed from office when we have literally less than a month to go until the actual primary election. It's just an absolute clown show in Washington. Trump is trying to push through his nominee, which will probably, by the way, go through because there hasn't been a nominee blocked in I don't even know how long. And here, let me explain something about the process in case people don't understand. So when you actually go and put somebody up against the Senate to get confirmed, people go, well, if you don't like her, why don't you just vote against her? It's more complicated than that. You actually have to have a reason. And that is why whenever they went to confirm Brett Kavanaugh, before they confirmed and they had all that stuff where they tried to go get college friends to come forward and say that he was a rapist, that he did all this stuff to women, that he was a sex offender. It's the same thing as if you served on a jury. Right? There has to be a reason that you deny her being an actual actionable reason why you think she shouldn't serve. It can't be that you just don't like her or you don't like her opinions. There actually has to be a reason why you think she's unfit to serve on the Supreme Court. So even if it goes to a vote in the Senate, there may be a lot of abstains, and that's what I'm guessing probably will happen. If the vote actually makes it to the Senate, there will probably be a bunch of Democrats who abstain from voting or just won't show up, which I don't care. And then if to make their point, to stand their ground, show that they don't agree with this, and that's fine. I don't care if you don't show up. But if you do vote no, you actually have to have an actual reason that you believe she's unfit to serve on the court. And from what I can tell so far, there isn't any reason why the confirmation would be blocked if Trump is able to get it to the Senate.
Yeah, and they've said it themselves. Democrats have said, if we do try to resist this, it's going to make us look like we are attacking a woman. So because
I don't care what gender they are.
Politics. No, it doesn't matter. That's not what equality is about.
Well, right? The problem is when you keep making it about gender, you push that division even further. Instead of saying her as a person, is she good enough to serve on the court? Not saying, oh, we're worried about pushing against her because she's a woman. No, if you were going to attack Brett Kavanaugh this heavily, I mean, if you're going to call his college buddies up to testify against him and pull up texts and emails from back when he was in college, you better do the same thing to her. I mean, this cannot be something that you only do to males, because this is absolutely foolish.
It has to be the same type of vetting.
And as I know, the vetting process starts way before. So her life has been dug into in the deepest dirt before they even make the call to see if she's interested. So trust me, if there was anything out there that may cause her not to be, able to sit on the Supreme Court, they would have already found out and moved on to the next candidate. And
that's why I can't run for anything.